on the windshield on the way here heading west, but great night for high school football here in the state of Indiana, Mike.
So far, so good. But the biggest challenge tonight, who are either being contact traced or who have picked up COVID, and that is a real challenge for this ball club, who offensively has played against two blockbuster teams in their opening ball games. They lost 35-7 to Mooresville, 32 to Zionsville. They couldn't get any offense going, and their defense just fell apart late.
Only scoring a total of 9 points compared to 65 to Mooresville and Zionsville. Lebanon obviously looking to get some things going tonight offensively. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Sozo U Natural Health. Sozo U provides natural health consultations, products, and services to our clients. It is our mission to equip our clients with natural health options to help them achieve their health goals. Located in Crawfordsville. You can like us on Facebook or find more information at sozou.com. And our keys to the game, Mike.
Craig, let me tell you, Jamie Comer's done a phenomenal job here at Danville. Last year, he took his team to the state. They have a chance to have another run here in Class 3A, but they ran into a buzzsaw last week against an outstanding Mooresville team who also, as we mentioned, beat Lebanon. Tonight is a Sagamore Athletic Conference game. In order to win this game, you got to establish the run. I think Danville has the opportunity to do that because of the fact that Pop in the backfield's an outstanding running back. They've got a really good quarterback in Cal Payne, and that offensive line is really strong. Controlling the line of scrimmage for both ball clubs, whoever wins that battle in the trenches, is key. For Lebanon and Jeff Smock, their special teams play, considering the fact that they've struggled in the first 2 games this season, has been really good.
Right.
I mean, they can kick and they can punt. If they can handle that, we might have ourselves a really good competitive battle. And in this series, it's gone on and off. Lebanon's won some games. Recently, it's been the Danville Warriors.
Yeah, and recently in this series is split the last 10 meetings, 5-5. In the last 35 years, Danville leads 14-8 in this Sagamore Conference series, and last year it was Danville 21-14 up in Lebanon. So it's that series where it's somewhat neighboring, kind of distance apart communities, but they've got that rivalry thing going on with the Sagamore Conference. And both teams trying to, Lebanon trying to find themselves back to the winning ways. And Danville, like you said, trying to build on that 3A state title run. And they've had some good runs in the past few years. 2017 lost semi-state to Evansville Memorial, and in 2016 they lost the regional championship to Lawrenceburg. So Danville's had a taste of success in recent seasons. Lebanon trying to get back on the track. Their last and only sectional title is 1997.
Craig, when I think about staples for Danville, I think about tight ends. I talked earlier off air about Alec Burton, an outstanding tight end here at Danville, who now plays at Ohio University for the Bobcats. Well, there's no question that Tyler Dawson returns for his senior year at 6'4", 240, is one of the better tight ends around the state of Indiana. And you can hang your hat on him. He's an outstanding receiver. Looks like he's bulked up a little bit, got a little bit stronger. But the key to this Danville ball club is expectations. Their culture, you've talked about it. They've had a chance to come close to winning a state championship. And look at it tonight at Danville High School, where the stands are completely packed. They have community support.
Yeah, they're gunning for a nice home. A lot of people tailgating out there to begin things. As we've got more coaches, they put us in a great spot here at Warrior Stadium in the press box. And a lot of people tailgating out there, and I'm not sure if you saw it out there. I believe it was the mower zone. Huge barbecue going on as you just down from the high school here. So I think they're starting off Labor Day weekend with barbecuing here in with all the tailgating. Just a great atmosphere here at Danville as we're getting set for the coin toss out at midfield.
I tell you what, here's what's interesting about this ball game. It's a Sagamore Conference game, and many people believe that it may be the best high school football conference that includes 2A, 3A, and 4A schools. In fact, Jamie Comer, who had been the offensive coordinator at Western Boone, which is in this conference, talked about that. He said that we know we must raise our standard to win. They are not taking the Lebanon Tigers lightly, even though, again, if you take a look across the field, Lebanon only dressed 34 guys yesterday in practice, and for tonight's game, it may not be much more than that. It's going to be a real challenge for Jeff Smock and his Tigers, but I tell you what, the guy that I think is the most valuable component of this Danville program, he's not talked about, but I'm going to talk about him. It's Matt Dugan. Matt Dugan is the head of sports performance here. He does a phenomenal job with these kids. I have noticed the development of their offensive and defensive lines in the last couple of years. I mean, you take a look at these kids, 55, 71. These are kids that really work out and make a commitment, and I give a lot of credit to Matt, who not only has been a big factor in Danville's development, but a lot of outstanding athletes across Central Indiana. Congratulations to Matt Dugan and the Warriors.
You know, and these guys who are the sports whatever their title winds up being, if it's strength coordinator or if it's, sports performance director, or whatever the case may be at whichever school, these guys are the unsung heroes. They don't get as much credit as they deserve across the board, whether it's, in Indiana or whichever state, because they're the individuals that are fine-tuning these athletes, whether it's football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, whichever. And, they're trained to make athletes, the student athletes, that much better, and they don't get the credit they deserve a lot of times. It's almost put on the coaches, but it's these sports performance guys that, and men and women that are tuning these athletes up for competition, and hats off to all of them because of all the hard work that's been done. It's showing off on the field. It's
incredible. And one guy in particular that really stands out for me this season is tackle Devin Keith, number 34. He leads the Warriors in tackles with 20, and that is a big plus. Now, another guy that you've got to contend with, whether you're Lebanon tonight or whether some team down the road, if you can stay healthy, and we'll take a look at him, number 55, Trey Morrell, the junior, 6'4", 275. I had a chance to watch them play last year in a sectional in a big victory over Tri-West. He was a young man that was really on the rise as a sophomore, and now as a junior, at 275 pounds, he comes in the ball game third in tackles on his ball club with 14, and he plays defensive end, and you need to have pressure to be able to close the corner.
Yeah, it's a pretty big defensive end, 6'4", 275. That's about the same as center on offense, Caleb Caudle, 6'2", 275. A lot of beef up front for Danville, and it'll be interesting to see. Looks like Lebanon is going to receive the opening kick from Danville, going right to left, actually kicking right to left on your screen, folks. As we've got a couple more Lebanon Tiger coaches heading up the ladder behind us. As we get set for kickoff tonight. And this one going to come down the sideline. And, return man for Lebanon, number 2 there. Caden Lark, the freshman, touched the ball, and it kind of dribbled a couple times and out of bounds, and that's where they will have the ball at the 10-yard line. So mental mistake so far.
That's a huge mistake for Lebanon. In fact, I thought that Lebanon had an advantage on special teams. In fact, the only stat that Danville did not deliver through max preps, they did everything, was the average kickoff. And there you have the initial kickoff fumbled inside the 10-yard line. That's a tough mistake for Lebanon, though they have a first down.
The first handoff is going to go to tailback, and he's got some room outside. Number 25, Trevor Winkles. Found some room. We got 2 flags out there in the far flat. And a great run to start there on first down, but this is going to come back.
Winkles, in his first game of the year, had a big ball game against Mooresville, but then was absolutely shut down by Zionsville. He has 42 carries for 145 yards. He only carried the football for 3 yards against Zionsville. The Eagles did a great job of scouting, containing him in game number 2. But that time, as we take a look, he got to the outside. We talked about Morrell. And look at number 65 heading down the field for the Danville Warriors as the holding, another issue with Lebanon. They cannot afford to make mistakes with a downsized lineup tonight.
So that one going back, ball in the 13, spot foul there, good for them. So almost a positive penalty. This one handed off to Winkles again. Pyle moves him up across the 15, almost to the 19. They'll mark him at the 18, it looks like.
The one issue maybe that Danville has is the development of their backside. And tonight, Landon Fouts, a sophomore, he can toss the ball. They've got bad field position. They're trying to get out of that shadow. But coming in the ball game tonight, Fouts 29 of 50, 218 yards. He has no touchdowns. Obviously, their offense has struggled. And he's thrown 2 interceptions, but if he can start tossing the ball around here, making these third down conversions, the Tigers could compete.
It's the big third down to start, actually second down and 1. And the ball's on the turf, and there it is again, and picked up and dove on by the Danville Warriors. That number 11,
that was McMahon. McMahon, an excellent defender for Jamie Comer's ball club. And again, another mistake. That is the third probably mental error that the Tigers had early on in this ball game, and now Danville's going to make them pay as the center snap just was out of the control of Tyler Fouts. The ball was kicked around. McMahon with a big turnover for the Warriors.
Yeah, it's huge for Danville as they will have the ball now at the 14 of the Tigers. Short field and up the middle. Easy does it on that run by number 3, Andrew Papa.
Papa, an outstanding running back, number 3. He's a senior, 50 carries, 250 yards. He's the primary ball carrier. But as I mentioned, Cal Payne, the quarterback, is an outstanding guy. He can throw the football. He has 3 touchdowns this year, 29 out of 54 for 284. But right now, Lebanon trying to take away the passing game. They're giving up the run. They only have 3 down linemen in there.
Yeah, it's not a good sign, and all downhill right now for Lebanon on defense. And Payne hands this one up, and that's going to be Papa down near the 1. Looks like he picked up 6, and that'll be a first down and goal at the 1.
Ricci, number 21 for Lebanon, coming up and make the stop. Jaden Ricci, a junior, 6'1", 190. And again, they did not have their goal line defense. They had just 3 down linemen, and it looks like right now, Craig, that they don't have the entire line stacked. So run the football, get the ball in the end zone, score.
And this one is Pyle driven across. Do they count Cale Payne in? And they do. Payne sneaks one from 1 yard across, and fireworks.
Ryan Smith, the right guard, number 53, 6 foot 215. He got his pads down low on the right side, and Payne crosses the goal line. And again, Lebanon was not attacking the line of scrimmage. You've got to be able to squeeze that inside and take that away, and they were not able to do that. Great job by Jamie Comer and the Warriors to get the ball in the end zone.
In for the extra point, and this is knocked right through the uprights by 43. That is Caleb Harvey. And that makes our score Danville 7, Lebanon 0. Just 2:05 into this ball game.
Caleb Harvey, number 44, was the extra point kicker. He's 6 out of 7 this year. It'll be very critical for him to be efficient from that point because, frankly, Craig, I think Danville is going to score a lot of points. You know, early on against a team like Mooresville, who I think has a chance to win a Class 4A title, and they were very big and strong, very physical. Kicking will be very, very important for Danville as they move forward.
Danville's obviously pretty unhappy, and it had to be one of those motivated weeks of practice. You get thumped 55-21 at home last week against Mooresville, so looking to come out storming, and they did. Only had to go 14 yards on 3 plays.
And that's unfortunate. Lebanon does have some good pieces. In fact, number 52, Drew Terrell, senior, 6'5", 235. If you're familiar with the Purdue football program, Craig Terrell is his uncle. And Craig played at Purdue for Joe Tiller, later for the Seattle Seahawks.
Absolutely.
The team that will be playing the Indianapolis Colts in their home opener.
Yep. Great connection there. And one of my good friends, he used to be an assistant coach at Carmel, Toby Steele. His cousin, Glenn Steele, played at Michigan, played for the Bengals. Oh, yeah.
I remember Toby Steele as well.
Oh, yeah.
Carmel Greyhounds.
Yep, you got it. He's an assistant principal there now. And kick toward the sideline again to see if Larkin, this time it's picked up by, it's like 16, I believe it is, Hunter Crew. And there's going to be a flag here on the near side.
Hunter Crew had 5 receptions in their first game. He did not play in week 2 for Lebanon, and now he comes back. He's got a brother on the ball club. And again, this could be another critical penalty against the Tigers early on in this ball game.
So we'll see what this penalty flag is as a couple officials confer.
Jeff Smock at Lebanon in his 5th year. He's at 500, 21-21. They have a tough schedule at the beginning of the year, and the most challenging thing for the Tigers, everything was going fine in Class 4A until Chittard entered the mix. Now they've got Chittard, Roncalli, Western, and Frankfort. The Hot Dogs, an improving ball club.
Yeah, I saw Frankfort last week in our game on IHSAA. They hosted Clinton Prairie, won that 28-14. First down again. First carry is Winkles. Trevor Winkles, the 5'11", 185-pound tailback.
You can't run very well to that side of the field because you've got Morrell, and then you've got number 34, Devin Keith. I talked about him at 6'4", 230. He was really active on that play along with Morrell. That defensive front is really good. For Lebanon tonight, they've got to be able to throw the football.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to have to go backwards. And as they do throw right here, as you make that point. Catch is made there by number 4. That is Jaheim Joseph, another senior wide receiver.
Caden Collins was the initial defender there, number 12 for Danville. Now, he's a sophomore, and I would suppose by the end of the year he's going to get better and better and better. 6'3", 165, but early on this season, why not pick on him?
Big 3rd down and 4 at their own 15. So they've kind of had to climb themselves out of a little bit of a hole starting this drive at the 8. Back in the gun again. A little pistol action, and actually flooded out is Landon Fouts completes this pass.
Landon Fouts has a good arm. A nice job by Hunter Crew getting his hands on the football and hauling it in, and he gets himself a first down. Now, the offensive line for Lebanon did a great job giving protection to Fouts, and Fouts, much like a lot of other quarterbacks in the Lebanon tradition, has a really nice arm. They've had some outstanding quarterbacks play for Lebanon who've gone on and play at the Division II or Division III level.
9 yards on the pickup by Crew on that catch, and they are opening up that passing game. Crew with the catch again, gets out to about the 31-yard line, about a 6-yard pickup.
Wyatt Gentry in the cover, a junior. He's a big kid. He's got a lot of size. Look at him, number 18. He's 6'5", 175 pounds, so he still has some length to fill out, but he's playing safety, coming up and making the stop there.
2nd down and 3. Nice 7-yard pickup, and out in the flat, caught by number 2, Caden Lark. Freshman not afraid. He barely went down at about the 38, and that's going to be a 7-yard pickup for another passing first down.
Good execution by Lebanon. Here's Landon Fouts. Nice hands by Lark, number 2. Takes the ball upfield and gets himself some positive yardage.
Don't want to jinx him, but 4 for 4 already for 29 yards is Landon Fouts. And this is exactly like you said. Lebanon needs to open the passing game up because it's they've had a lot of pressure coming from that Danville front 6, 7.
Lark on the season with 5 receptions for 17 yards.
Winkles on the carry up to about the 40.
And if you take a look at the film, Zionsville and Mooresville crowded the line of scrimmage. They did not let those receivers go downfield. Tonight, as we take a look at Danville, early on in this ball game, somewhat soft on the corners, giving some space. Therefore, Fouts can find his receivers in space and get some positive yardage.
2nd and 8 at the 40. 3 receivers near side, and handoff again to Winkles, and breaks loose across 45, 50, 40. Breaks the shoestring tackle, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Trevor Winkles. 60 yards later. Wow.
Some pretty good blocking up front, but give a lot of credit to Winkles and Danville a little bit out of position on the backside, and Winkles made them pay. That is the difference between physicality and speed in terms of competition. Now they're playing against a team that's about their level. I'm not saying that they're not good, because they are pretty good. But I tell you, Mooresville and Zionsville are outstanding programs. Zionsville last year, the Class 5A runner-up, and Mooresville and Mike's team, that ball club could be a state championship caliber team this year.
Yep, definitely. Zionsville could be back in 5A, as well as, like you said, Mooresville, a team that was close last year, couldn't get over the hump in the tournament. And we got a flag on the point after attempt here.
Yeah, it looked like Morrell, number 55, ran into the kicker. And I'm assuming that Jeff Smock's going to take the penalty. And if I'm Lebanon, I'm going for 2. Why not?
Go for 2. I move the ball up a little bit from the 3. Might as well take a gamble. See if you can take an 8-7 lead. And here comes the official.
Roughing the kicker is the call to retry the extra point.
And Craig, at this stage, it looks like the kick team is staying in the ball game, and they're going to go for 1 instead of 2.
It's like Smock almost wants to play a little conservative for now instead of gamble, and hope that he's got the consistency out of his offense and his defense can hold their own as well.
Part of that might be, too, he doesn't have enough players on the sideline and doesn't want to make the changes right now.
Yeah, just look at the amount of Danville Warriors compared to the 34 you said that dressed tonight for the Tigers coming down the road.
Can you believe that kick was good? That was a knuckleball that just cleared the left inside post to tie the ball game. Wow.
That makes our score 7 apiece here, 6:25 left here in the first quarter of play. Endeavor Communications offers a variety of internet speeds that fits your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at weendeavor.com for more information.
You know, Lebanon's senior heavy this year. Jeff Smock talked about his captains, Jack Reynolds, Max Williams, Drew Terrell, and Nick Finney. And so they've got to provide the leadership for this ball club as they move forward. Now, the beauty of the state of Indiana is the fact that you could go 0-9 during the regular season, and it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Because that's your classroom experience, and then all the final exams are in the tournament. So right now, it's a developmental phase for both these ball clubs, though naturally for both teams, it's important to win the Sagamore Conference, and whoever wins this game is going to have a leg up on that as far as these two teams are concerned. But in that Sagamore, you also have the Western Boons, and North Montgomery's had some good programs over the years, although the last couple of years have been a little bit down. Tri-West is another good ball club, the Bruins. So this is an outstanding conference from top to bottom.
Another a good matchup tonight. Tri-West up in Frankfort. Good game tonight against the Hot Dogs. We'll see. Try and keep tabs on that one. But as you talk about sectional 22, Frankfort, Roncalli, Beech Grove, Western, Chittard, Shortridge, Addix, and Lebanon. Well, Addix and Shortridge not known for their football.
Yeah.
Everybody else in that sectional, Lebanon looking like, aside from that 0-2 record, take that out, throw that out the window. They can compete with that sectional.
And you have to compete. And as a coach, Jeff Smock has to focus on winning a sectional championship initially for this program, and he has to believe in that, and he has to sell that to his ball club. I think Danville's gotten to that point now where they recognize that their sectional is their hardware, their regional is their hardware, their semi-state is their hardware.
Right.
Now it's the next level. Now they want to get to the state championship, but they got to do it by a lot of hard work, and it all begins right now.
1st and 10, and in the pistol. Hands it off to number 3, Papa, out of the backfield.
The good news for Andrew Papa, the running back, number 3, Craig, is he switched the football from right to left, so he couldn't get it pounced out of his hands. It didn't have much of a gain there, as Lebanon did a great job of closing the gap there. Number 3 for the Lebanon Tigers came up and made the tackle. Really nice play by Trey Reese, who has 15 stops this year. He is number 1 on the Tigers in tackles. Number 3 playing on the right side corner for Jeff Smock's Tigers.
2nd down in this one. Payne flushed out and finds the receiver all alone, and he's got room out up near the 37-yard line.
That's your potential all-state tight end, Tyler Doston, who made the catch. He doesn't run like a guy 6'4", 240.
No.
Nice job. But what's even more impressive right now is number 3 right there. Papa doing a great job blocking. Terrell coming in from the outside. You got to have solid blocking in the backfield if you're going to throw the football. And both at 3A and 4A today, not 10 years ago, you've got to have balance. You've got to run the football. You've got to throw the football. Otherwise, you're not going to win a championship.
13 on that pickup for the 1st down on that pass. Up the middle this time it goes.
It wasn't much of a gain there, but I tell you what, it was physical football, and you got to have that. You got to have that line search. You got to have that line search to beat up the defensive line. Eventually, it'll break down, and you'll have a chance to really pound that scoreboard late in the ball game.
Matthew McGovern, number 22, with that carry on 1st down, 4 yards on the pickup. Oh, and a little flinch up front. No call, did not cross that neutral zone.
It's nice to see McGovern get a carry because you got to have some depth in the backfield.
Payne back to pass, has a receiver wide open. That's number 11, Brayton McMahon. And up the field he goes, 25-20, breaks the tackle, 10-5, touchdown, Brayton McMahon. 59 yards later, so we're talking big plays so far.
Yep, Jaheim Joseph, number 4, was badly beaten there by Lebanon. And Danville was fortunate because one of the offensive linemen grabbed a Lebanon right there, grabbed a Lebanon jersey. They missed the hold at the point of attack, but they come up with a big play, and McMahon with another touchdown, number 11. Brayton McMahon, his 9th catch of the year. I believe that's his first touchdown reception for the season.
Yeah, before tonight, West had 2 touchdowns. BJ West and Fullwider had a touchdown. So the first on the year for McMahon, and now he's over the 100-yard mark for the season. Here comes Harvey for the PAT. His snap down is good, and with 4:54 left here in the first quarter, it's Danville 14, Lebanon 7. We'll come back with a little more first quarter action here on IHSAA Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Sports medicine at Hendricks is all about providing level of care that's unmatched.
We've made our team deeper with surgical specialties.
We have the best physical therapy staff in the state.
We work very closely with the orthopedic specialists, and it really makes the treatment plan more seamless.
In an environment that's small enough to meet your needs, but also large enough to have the tools to take great care of you.
This is Hendricks.
Find care at hendricks.org/ortho.
And we're back at Warrior Stadium, Danville, Indiana. It's 14-7, Danville leading Lebanon. And they've gained the lead actually gained the lead back after they were tied on a Brayton McMahon 59-yard touchdown catch from Payne.
And the Warriors cannot relax right now. You got a 14-7 lead. It could be a long night, but it can't until their defense starts dominating the play. And Lebanon did a nice job offensively last time.
Lark catches this kickoff at the 15 and gets himself to the middle of the field, and it looks like Lebanon will start this drive roughly. Looks like they'll put the ball at the 20-yard line, actually about the 22.
I get the feeling that Jeff Smock really likes number 2, Landon Lark. This young man is just a freshman.
It's not often
Lark,
when you see no matter if it's 2A, 1A through 6A, it's very, very rare.
It really is.
You see a freshman playing varsity football.
Can you imagine this young man playing 4 years? He's just going to get bigger and better. I think right now he's starting right there in the slot.
Yeah, he's in the slot, and you've got before Jaheim Joseph split out wide here the near side.
I think the biggest challenge for Lebanon tonight is they've got to play a lot of guys both ways.
And ball's on the turf again. And Fouts has to dive on it. Back to the 16, so he loses 6 yards.
Danville getting some penetration up front. It's big offensive lineman Braden Hahn. He's a sophomore. He looks bigger than 205 pounds. 6'1", 205, number 74. Playing just over the nose there for Danville with that 3 down lineman look. 4 now.
Second and long, and handoff to Winkles. He'll get a look right about out to the 17, so actually it might be no gain there for Winkles.
That play had nothing from the very beginning, and the guy that was most impressive was, I believe, Tyler Dawson, number 2, playing defense now. He's playing both ways in tonight's ball game. Tyler came up with a big stop. Nobody blocked him.
3rd and 15 at their own 17. We'll see what he can do opening up. He's got 4 receivers, 3 here to the near side. And Winkles in the backfield. Back to pass, has time. Overthrows and almost intercepted there by 18 for the Warriors. Wyatt Gentry.
Wow. Landon Fouts very fortunate because he released the ball just before he was going to be absolutely devastated by a blitzer right down the middle from Danville. And in fact, if he gets hit and he throws the ball, that ball's up for it's a prayer, and probably Danville's going to pick it off.
Well, just about a step from it was Wyatt Gentry, and he just about picked that ball off, playing a little center field back there, and punt, kind of a knuckleball, sidewinder. Nice sliding catch there by Gentry. And Danville going to take over following that punt in Lebanon territory.
And you can see that fair catch by McMahon as he puts his knee on the ground, and all that rubber, all those pellets flying up in the air. And that actually helps protect players. It softens the blow. And sometimes you see those pellets in people's faces, but that's okay, as long as it doesn't go in their eyes, because it does soften the blow on this type of field. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it only helps the players. Like you and I go walking down there, we get it stuck in our shoes. We think that's a burden, but it helps the players. It's much more of a cushion for them to play on. Warriors with it again. 22 on the carry again. Like you said, good to get McGovern carries out there.
I tell you what, that's a nice job by Lebanon, because Danville had trips to the left, and therefore you have fewer guys inside the box. It's harder to contain the run, but they did a really good job rallying to the football and making a stop. So that's a win for the Lebanon Tigers early on in this possession.
Picked up a couple yards there. 2nd and 2 from the 39 of Lebanon. Payne. Little screen out the flat to Jimmy Greenfield, and he's got room, and there's a flag. Good catch and run there by Greenfield, but this is probably coming back.
It's one that I kind of shake my head on this, because Tyler Dawson, number 2, I think is going to be flagged. He was downfield, and he had his hands on a receiver. Now, he released, but I don't think it was in time. It was right in front of the official, and the official dropped the flag right in front of Tyler.
That's one of those you can't hide.
Nope.
Yep, and there it is, holding on the offense.
Let's take a look at this one. Here's the pass and catch. There's Tyler
Yep,
right
and
there.
it was.
He had it on number 3 for Lebanon, and the flag was thrown right there. Lebanon's Trey Reese, sophomore, another youngster, playing on the backside for the Tigers and Jeff Smock.
That's going to, luckily enough for them, spot foul is going to bring it back to line of scrimmage, actually. So makes it 2nd down and 8 again from the 39. Payne rolls out this time. Finds the receiver in the flat out there. That's 6'4" Dawson.
There was a coverage issue for Lebanon. There was 3 receivers to the right. Lebanon only had 2 guys to cover, and Tyler Dawson right there stayed home, and there was nobody near him. And he gets himself a 1st down. And they have got to be able to figure out how to solve that issue, because as this game progresses, Dawson is really going to be a factor if they can get him the football.
Yeah, he's
that
a good-sized tight end, 6'4", 240. Hand off up the middle.
For Danville, they run the football off the left side. Lebanon, Anthony McLean, another freshman, number 54, 5'10", 175, was blitzing. And that is a concern. It has to be for Lebanon, because if Danville throws a little play action, they're done for. They've got 8 or 9 guys attacking the line of scrimmage and nobody to protect the backside. They've got to be very careful about that.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28 of the Tigers, and pass out in the flat, caught by McMahon, and he spins, makes a move back inside, and he's going to be taken down at about the 12-yard line. So a good solid 16-yard reception there, and he'll pick up another 1st down for the Warriors.
On the flip side, Lebanon also is playing very soft, and that allows for Danville's receivers, as I just mentioned, Dawson getting the ball in open space, and others as well. And Danville is just having an opportunity to open up this field, and their offense with Cal Payne at quarterback. He does a great job of making choices with the pigskin.
Payne in the pistol again, and going end zone this time, and off of Dawson's hands. And the first incompletion for Payne. Started out 4 of 5, just like Fouts did. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And Demetrius Lauti, number 6, a senior, 6'1", 200, was the guy that was on coverage for Dawson. But if that ball would have been thrown on target, that was a touchdown. Lebanon is having challenges right now on the backside defending the pass.
Braxton Fullwider to the far side, twins here to the near. West and McMahon are these twins. Papa gets the pitch to the right, and he's going to try and make a move to the end zone. He does. Andrew Papa.
Great speed for Papa, and I tell you what, Lebanon was just not aggressive defensively, getting to the line of scrimmage. One of their safeties just sat back and watched Papa work his magic to the goal line.
Papa scores from 13 yards out. Great blocking you see right here.
There was nobody in the backside for Lebanon to come across to attack the line of scrimmage. Perhaps it could be a reason why they have a lot of kids going 2 ways tonight. They have a lot of young men battling this COVID virus.
Extra point's good, and that makes the score with 1:14 left here in the first quarter. Danville 21, Lebanon 7. We're back here in just a moment here on ISC.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, Your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Whether it's a preventive health checkup, a need a procedure, a screening, or lab work, you can always count on Hendricks Regional Health for safe, exceptional care. Find care at thisishendricks.org. Craig Atkins and Mike Walensky back here at Warrior Stadium. Danville leading Lebanon 21-7 as Lark fields that kick. It's shorter, about the 16-yard line, and gets up across the 30, where Lebanon will start this drive with 1:08 left here in quarter number one.
One of the things about Jaheim Joseph there is when you take the kickoff, you don't run the football into traffic. He ran the football right into traffic, and he really didn't have much of a return. He takes the football up the sideline, north-south, boy, and he's got some speed, and the coverage isn't as good as it probably will be by the time the season ends. He's got himself a 30 or 40-yard return.
So 1st and 10, Fouts hands this off. Winkle's trying to find room up the middle. He does a little bit, might have gotten a yard.
The challenge for Danville, again, when you're up 21-7, sometimes you kind of take things off a little bit. But I think the fact that we're still at the beginning of the year and it's a conference game, I'm assuming this defense is going to be in attack mode.
Yes, defense is definitely, like, I would say attack mode is the best way to put it, and getting 55 put on you at home last week, Danville's immediately motivated. This ball is tip and rip right into the hands of number 12, Caden Collins.
Good news for Collins because he's a youngster and just brings a lot more confidence. That's one thing that you can develop from an early season ball game, whether you win or lose, is confidence for everybody. Everybody's going to make a good play, and hopefully at the beginning of the year, whether you win or lose, it's not going to really affect you. You can kind of forget it. But for Collins, that's a big win there, picking off that football off the tip. And now Danville, again, has a chance. You know, the way things are going, Danville could score 80 points.
Yeah, and it seems like they're well motivated to do so. And that ball off the fingertips of Jaden Ricci. And this the third drive of Danville's has started. And little motion. Timeout Lebanon though.
Timeout Lebanon. Their first timeout.
We'll take this timeout with them as well to say, Defining Looks Wig, Hair, and Nail Salon, where they can assist you with a wig for your hair loss due to COVID-19, any medical conditions such as cancer or age-related thinning hair. They are also certified in toppers, wigs for kids, and children with hair loss. Find them at defininglooks.com or check them also out on Facebook and Instagram.
One of the leading tacklers for Lebanon is number 32, Gage Miller. The challenge right now for Lebanon is the fact that now Danville, with that 21-7 lead, take a look at Jamie Comer and his Danville Warriors, they now can spread the line of scrimmage. And so Miller's activity in trying to stop the run might not be as prevalent because you might see Cal Payne decide to start throwing the football here for the Danville Warriors. And the Danville Warriors are playing loose, and they're feeling really good about themselves, looking for their second victory in 3 tries.
Yeah, next week they head to Crawfordsville before they go to Tri-West in week 5. That's not good.
Crawfordsville is a team that has some individuals that are very competitive, but they just have not been able to compete and win games over the last 5 or 10 years. Frankly, at one time when Rick Chavatello was the coach there, they were ranked number 1. Crawfordsville had an outstanding football program. And Rick Chavatello, he was a former linebacker at Purdue.
Fullwider catches that.
And again, we talked about the passing game. It's wide open for the most part. Fullwider in front of that young freshman. got some help from Lebanon. Now, Danville, if they choose, can run the football here.
Payne in the pistol again, and this one completed to McMahon. He's got room, and he's all the way down inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line, picked up 16.
Jaheim Joseph, number 4, was beaten by McMahon, and then after McMahon makes the catch, as you take a look here, look at Joseph, number 4, he just stops and watches McMahon. You've got to attack him. You can't stand there. Everybody's got to come to the ball.
You can't sit there and watch. First and goal to 7 for Danville as they're knocking at the door once again. And looks like we're going to have timeout called again by the Lebanon Tigers. And Danville just having their way offensively, have come up with some key plays defensively so they can do things offensively. And they've got Lebanon in a real pickle right now.
Yes, Danville is on the verge of blowing this game out. And right now, when you take a look at the youngster, number 22, he's looking forward to running the football, Matt McGovern. And the way Lebanon was set up there, it looked like you could run the football there in terms of the way they were set up defensively, but they call timeout.
Check that. That was not a timeout called by Lebanon. End of the first quarter. We'll take a quick break, come right back with second quarter action here in Danville, right here on ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
The gratitude that we have for everyone here at Hendricks Regional Health, it's bigger than a thank you.
We have been recognized by Health Grades for 14 years in a row for patient experience. There's only 7 other organizations in the country who have that track record.
You treat everyone like they're your neighbor, friend, family.
That's the most important thing to Hendricks. 14 different hospital staff members came in to meet our baby. That's how much these people cared.
Find care now at thisishendricks.org.
Back here at Warrior Stadium, Danville and Lebanon. Danville looking to get on the scoreboard one more time, as they've done so 3 times so far. Payne back in the pistol looking, and he's got a wide open receiver, and that is number 2, Tyler Dawson, from 7 yards for the first play of the second quarter for a touchdown.
Nice little route to Tyler Dawson as he beats the Lebanon Tigers on the near side there. Kiker, number 24, was a defender. Lebanon did a pretty good job trying to get pressure. As you take a look at this one, Cal Payne, the quarterback, on the left side there, had some pressure, but he got out. He got the ball out of his hands really quickly. Nice toss, and again, Kiker was beaten by Tyler Dawson. Nice catch.
Payne's 5th touchdown pass of the season. And that puts Danville up now 28-7. After Lebanon had tied it up with a Winkle 60-yard touchdown run. 3 unanswered scores by the home Warriors to get themselves out in front by 3 scores.
And there's a lot more pressure now on Landon Fouts, a sophomore quarterback for Lebanon, try to get them back in the ball game. I think at this point, I'm not saying you concede to Danville when you're playing on the road in the Sagamore Conference, but I say you focus on what you do best. And I know from Jeff Smock's standpoint, the biggest challenge is numbers right now.
Right.
Just doesn't have the numbers tonight's game. This is the most challenging thing that these coaches have to deal with during this pandemic. In particular, I did a game last week at Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon was a ball club that actually won 43-25 over Franklin, but they had half their squad out. And that's got to be really challenging for these coaches to have that kind of continuity.
Again, they go with all the contact tracing and their different protocols, and it's got to be one big headache for these coaches and athletic directors to try and figure out, okay, can this team actually be fielded as far as the AD standpoint? And the biggest thing what can the football coach, or whichever sport actually, what can that team field this week?
It's really tough. I mean, we as broadcasters, you want to prepare and you ask for two deeps. Two deeps give you a sense of who's starting, who's backing up. Well, a lot of times coaches don't even have a two deep ready for you on a Thursday.
Might not be two players deep each position. So it's Lebanon, 34 players dressing, and they're doing with what they can. This ball drops, and Lark did not pick it up, so that is has to be picked up by number 6, Demetrius Lawati.
Well, that was a smart play because otherwise that's another turnover for Lebanon.
It's a live ball.
It is a live ball, and you got to be focused out there, which Lebanon has not been able to do a very good job of here in the first quarter. Now we move to the second quarter. You run a new chapter for the Lebanon Tigers, and hopefully for Jeff Smock, Landon Fouts can be productive. They've got to throw the football tonight's game in order to do some things. But as we saw, Winkles had a nice long run there for a touchdown early on.
And they can't think about, hey, we're down 3 touchdowns. We need it now. Yeah, they are back to pass. Fouts has some time, and he's got an open receiver, but throws just to the right of Jaden Ricci, number 21, incomplete. And I'm not really sure that passing is going to get you back to your bread and butter, your basics, to get yourself back into this ball game.
Well, it's tough because Danville has some pretty good inside guys. Darren Sharp, number 17, is playing the strong linebacker position, number 20. 17 stops this year. Did a nice job in coverage there for Coach Comer.
Again, pass out in the flat to 1,600 Crew. He gets out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. And if that's at the 30, actually they might make him right about the 29, close to a first down.
And this is what makes it challenging for Lebanon. We talked about the importance of running the football, line play. Fortunately for Lebanon, they got a first down, but if there was 3rd and short, that is going to be tonight a real challenge for this ball club.
They're actually giving him 10 yards on that to the 29 for a first down. Now Fouts again back to pass, Landon. And this one is picked off in open air by number 12. Is that Collins again?
Again, his second pick of the ball game. That is just devastating. And to Lebanon's credit, they did a nice job of protecting the quarterback, though there is a flag on the play.
Let's see if this one, and yeah, good ball by Landon Fouts. It looks like his receiver may have ran an out. Actually checked that an in instead of an out, more of a slant. That's why Collins found himself in the spot that he was. Let's see what the official says for this flag.
All right, looks like Danville bailed out Lebanon here. Yep,
they sure did.
Boy, a pass interference. Didn't see where that was on the field, but the flag was thrown. That's an automatic first down for the Tigers.
And for Lebanon, good thing one of those 5 officials did see that. That's going to march the ball all the way up to, let's see where they're spotting this ball. They're going to be at the 44-yard line.
You take a look at Lebanon. They're very small up front. I mean, really small at this point in time. And Coach Smock talked about it. He's had to shuffle his offensive line for this ball game. And then Morrell, great job.
Hand off to Winkles, and he can't go anywhere. There's your guy, Morrell. 55. Leading tackler Devin Keith in there, along with Morrell. Dropped a yard. Seemed like it was more. A little over a minute into the second quarter. Fouts, play action fake, and this one up the middle. Nice sliding catch there by number 4, Jaheim Joseph.
Again, Tyler's got a nice arm. I mean, he's pretty good. Tyler Fouts, sophomore. And the open receiver there, Joseph, gets the first down. Now, Danville cannot let their foot off the gas. Again, their defense needs to continue attacking the line of scrimmage.
20 yards on the pickup by Jaheim Joseph, and into Warrior territory are the Tigers. Fouts has blocking, completes this one, and that's Joseph again, and down inside the 25. They'll mark him at the 25. A good solid 12-yard pickup there by Jaheim Joseph.
Max Williams, a great job blocking up front, number 75 there for Lebanon. Coach Smock talked about he's one of the leaders. He's 6'6", 310. He's got some size, and he's doing a great job getting his hands out in front on that defensive end. There's been no pressure on that side of the football. Great job by Williams on the left side, number 75 for Lebanon.
Yeah, he's got great mobility. This one, Fouts keeps it himself. Slides about the 20-yard line, and they'll mark him down at the 19 as a late hit.
Yep, unfortunately, that's what it's going to be.
6 yards on the pickup, and then they will call a late hit.
Yeah, Wyatt Gentry, number 18, 6'5", being a little over-aggressive here as you take a look at this one. Look at Fouts. Shows some nice speed, slides, and
looks like that's kind of a borderline call there. I mean, they're trying to protect the quarterback from getting hurt. It looked like he tried to dive over him because he knew he slid. But
they waved it off.
They are waving it
call.
off.
Good call.
It's not like he kind of speared in to try and injure him or prevent. You can't prevent him from getting any further because he's already slid.
Yeah, totally inadvertent hit there by Gentry.
So Fouts, 6-yard pickup, and now he's had in the backfield for a sack. Morrell and number 20, Darren Sharp, converged for that sack. Check that was 65.
Another sophomore.
Andrew Smith, a lot of youngsters, like you said, coming up.
Andrew Smith doing a really good job, and Lebanon just not protecting Fouts behind the line of scrimmage. He had no time to throw the football. That's an issue on the offensive line. That was the interior, and part of that was there was a blitz. They've got to be able to communicate better.
Huge 3rd down and 12 at the 27 of Danville. Box is stacked. Fouts rolling out right and finds a receiver, Caden Lark, but there's a flag coming here on the left side of the offensive line.
You know what? There may be some defensive holding here against Danville. I saw one of the receivers being held in the middle of the field. Let's see if they pick that one up. Again, that has been Danville's challenge this year. It's that the backside's been giving up a lot of passing yards. Holding offense. How do you like that?
Ouch. Just when you think the Tigers were going to catch another break and see if they can cut this deficit in half. This ball will come all the way back 13 yards to the 40 on that hold.
Here's a nice look at Matt Dugan on the sideline in the black shirt, the black pants, tattooed up on the right arm with the ball dead. I think he recently got married, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations to Matt. As I talked about, just a huge influence on this program as a sports performance director with the Warriors.
Huge 3rd and 25 at the 40 of Danville. Fouts, and there's another flag that flies high here on the near side. Fouts completes it to Hunter Crew. Gets down to about the 33.
Wow, pick your poison here. It looked like another hold for Lebanon.
Tackled by 12, Caden Collins, and 20, Darren Sharp. There's a penalty marker on the play.
And if that's going to be a hold again, actually, nope, illegal shift on the offense.
The penalty is an illegal shift against Lebanon. The penalty is declined.
Yep, they're going to still decline the penalty and keep it a 3rd, and actually they'll give them the yards.
For Lebanon right now, looks like they're going to try to go for this 1st down on 4th. And if you're going to throw the football, receivers have to be concerned of where the marker is. You can't run inside the marker and accept a pass, and because it's really less than a punt from that perspective. So if the receivers are going to make something happen here for Fouts, go past that 1st down marker.
Twins the far, and Fouts has time. He's flushed. Actually, he can't even flush himself out. And there's Morrell in there for the sack on 4th down.
And that's how you do it. You manhandle the point of attack, and you have a couple extra guys in there to really go after the quarterback. Morrell, Craig, had one hand around Fouts and just dragged him down. That's his strength. That's a good sign for this young man who could be pretty big prospect for the Warriors coming to next year.
I mean, Morrell just got back in there and manhandled Fouts, and they turned the ball over on downs. Danville now with it, 8:36 left till half, 28-7 their lead, and they're looking to build on that lead now. Payne in the pistol. It's going to be a pass intended for Papa.
Maybe some communication between Papa and Payne there. Clearly, offensive line was setting up for a screenplay because they held maybe two-tenths of a second, then released. Let that defensive line come upfield, try to create some space for Papa.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 at their own 40. Payne hands this one off up the middle.
And again, that big 75, Williams, now playing on the defensive line, was able to come up and make the tackle after a short gain.
It's like he picked up 3 there, that did Papa. 5 carries, 33 yards, and a touchdown so far for Papa. Approaching 300 yards on the season.
Let's watch Gage in the middle, number 32, the linebacker. Let's see if they're blitzing. They only have 3 down linemen. They got to find some pressure.
3rd and 7.
Nope.
Back to pass. Payne looking and finds. Easy does it. Dawson for the first down.
Just 3 guys rushing the quarterback. Lots of time for Cal Payne. Open window. Nice pass to Dawson. Good hands.
6 first downs for the Warriors. 5 of those through the air. And they'll have 1st and 10 just into Tigers territory at their 49. Payne hands this one off, and McGovern, wheels are still turning. They could get forward progress back to the line of scrimmage at the 49 of Lebanon.
Kobe Ottinger, number 8, had some penetration, nearly had him behind the line of scrimmage for a tackle for loss. Kobe also with some size, 6'5", 200 pounds.
There's some big boys out there. Three receivers to the far side. Near side is Braxton Fullwider. And a screen out to the left, and McMahon is taken down behind the line.
Trey Reese, number 3, better job of picking that one up. That time, a little bubble screen. He read it right off the bat. First time the Lebanon's been able to do that. Fairly good execution by Payne and his receivers. You take a look at this one, but better defense.
Reese, another sophomore, making a difference out there. A lot of underclassmen are doing some good things. 3rd and 14, now back at their own 47. He lost 4. Did McMahon there. Rolling out right now is Payne. Finds a receiver and a wide open through a couple defenders is number 4, Braxton Fullwider.
Great job by Fullwider making the catch. Braxton with a touchdown, as Craig mentioned earlier, had 7 receptions coming in this game. And again, just not enough pressure by Lebanon. Gage, the middle linebacker, showed blitz and then just kind of backed off. They are not attacking the line of scrimmage. Therefore, Cal Payne has a chance to pretty much find any receiver he wants. This is real key in 4th and short for Danville.
Yep. Picked up 13, needed 14. And Lebanon going to call a timeout here with 5:45 left in the first half of play.
Their second charge timeout.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Boone County Sheriff's Office. Boone County, a community that's served and protected with integrity, leadership, loyalty, professionalism, and commitment. The BCSO would like to take this opportunity to thank the citizens of Boone County for their continued show of love and support. Through your continued support, we find strength at Boone County Sheriff's Department.
Craig, I could see why Jeff Smock thought very highly of Max Williams, number 75. he is a young man that tonight has had to play both sides of the football for the Tigers. On 4th and short, if he can find a way to make a play, if it's on his side of the football, that's going to be a huge plus for Lebanon. But if I'm Danville and Jamie Comer, if I'm going to run the football, I'm going to run away from Jamie Williams. He is really, really big and strong, and he's had a nice ball game so far.
We'll see, what Lebanon comes out of this timeout with, if they're going to stack the box. If you stack the box, you can see a screen coming, a little bubble maybe, I don't know. But we do see twins to both sides. And Payne in the pistol.
Boy, they're playing awfully soft. If they could throw the football over there, they got themselves an easy first down.
Payne back to pass on his back foot, and pass interference as he shielded him, but he touched it. Sam Kiker did, number 24 for the Tigers.
That is a tough call for Sam Kiker because he was step for step with Fullwider, the receiver. But as you mentioned, he was face guarding all the way. That's pass interference, and that is a first down. And frankly, Lebanon did a great job putting pressure on Cal Payne. Cal had not much time to throw the football before he got decked.
I wouldn't mind if Payne threw more to Fullwider all night. My son's first name is Braxton.
Braxton is a nice football name. Nice name.
That's what we thought too. We'll see what I know what his mother thinks. She thinks he should play other sports, but we'll get to that down the road. He's only 20 months old. So 1st and 10 at the 25 following that first down by penalty. And it's going to be Papa again up the middle, but he's met right away. First on hand was Drew Terrell. Yeah, Uncle Craig's got to be pretty proud. He's making his presence known up front for Lebanon.
Anthony McLean on the right end. Number 54 came flying in, overran the play, and then came back with Papa. As you saw, as you mentioned, Terrell made the stop, but McLean really firing in off the right side or the left side from our perspective. That means, from Danville's perspective, why not run the football outside? As if you got an end coming up field that far, then you've got some problems.
2nd and 10, that was no gain there from Papa. McGovern back in there. Now it's Payne, completes the pass, almost had it deflected off, but Jimmy Greenfield reels that one in.
The one thing about Danville, not just this year, but the last couple years, they've got size at the receiver with Greenfield and Dostin and Fullwider. They've got guys that are 6'3" or taller. I mean, that's a handful to deal with defensively.
That also stems in if they play basketball. Danville should be pretty tall this winter. 3rd and 5 at the Lebanon 20.
And they do play basketball. And Brian Barber at Danville is a fantastic basketball coach.
McGovern tries to get somewhere, but no gain as his 2nd consecutive carry for no gain. That'll bring up 4th and 5 at the 20. And so far, no field goal attempts this season in 2 games for Caleb Harvey. So you got to think, obviously, this far down at the 20. Payne and company are going to go for it. Just 5 yards to go to move these sticks.
McGovern, number 22, listed 5'10", 185. If that's the case, then Cal Payne must be 6'6". And Cal Payne, number 14, is listed at 6'3", 200.
Payne finds the receiver open and caught by Tyler Dostin.
As long as Cal Payne is comfortable in the pocket, he's got a nice arm.
He's got the blocking. You can see once he knows he's got the blocking, makes it look too easy. Completes that down to the 14 for an 11-yard pickup to Dostin. His 5th catch of the half.
Danville offensively has had its way the entire ball game so far.
First and 10, ball on the 14 of Lebanon. Danville eating clock and trying to score once again. And they go to the end zone and wide open. There is Braxton Fullwider.
It just made it look easy. His 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Lebanon playing very soft defensively. Terrell doing a great job rushing the quarterback. But that left tackle over there for Danville doing a nice job of driving him out. That's no easy task to take on this big youngster. And again, when Payne has time to throw the football, he's got a great group of receivers.
And Caleb Harvey on and converts the PAT. And our score with 3:59 left before the half. Danville 35, Lebanon 7. Take a quick break here and come back for the final minutes of the first half here on IHSAA Sports Network.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Back here at Warrior Stadium, it's Danville 35, Lebanon 7. And funny enough, got a text from my wife. She said, I heard you talking about Braxton and playing football and knowing how his mom feels.
Well, you could play flag football early on, and then you can figure it out, where he's going to move forward. But this is such a great game as far as teamwork, learning about adversity, helping one another, and for a lot of programs, community service and understanding where you are and how important you are to not only older folks in the community, but also younger ones as well.
And obviously you see the crowd out here. It brings the community out on Friday nights. Short kick again around the 25-yard line. Sophomore Trey Reese picks that ball up.
Again, one of the challenges tonight for Lebanon, not only small numbers, but when you have guys playing both ways, it's still to some degree humid. I mean, it's not 90 degrees or anything, but you've got to still adjust to this warm weather. I think maybe within a couple weeks it's going to get a little bit colder. But right now you still have to deal. There is still some humidity in the air.
Yeah, last week up at Frankfort, 88 degrees at kickoff. And Clinton Prairie had their first game against Westo canceled 2 weeks ago. And that run by Winkles going nowhere. And you can tell in the first series against Frankfort last week, Clinton Prairie was already gassed as Frankfort was going down the field. Their front four, they were gassed and almost doubling over. But they stayed in the ball game before Frankfort pulled away by 2 touchdowns. But you can tell that, obviously conditioning gets these players to where they need to be.
Conditioning is king. If you want to win a championship, you've got to be conditioned from beginning of the season to the end. Gentry had a nice stop there for Danville.
Fouts.
Great coverage there. Really nice coverage this time by Danville on the backside. Number 17, Brian West in the ball game. Did a great job, 6'1", 180, covering one of the Lebanon Tiger defenders. Landon Fouts just hasn't had much time to throw the football when he gets pressure.
And you talk about big number 75 out there, Max Williams. He's out here as a left tackle, but their offensive line really is not as big as they'd like it to be to give Fouts more room back there. 3rd and 13 at their own 27. Fouts up the sideline, and this one is almost picked off the hands of Brayton McMahon. He's everywhere.
Boy, McMahon did a nice job because Joseph had beaten him down the sideline by a couple of yards. The ball slightly underthrown by Fouts. And another great job of Williams holding off Morrell. Brandon Williams is having a masterful game tonight. And anyone who's looking at him has got to feel really good about this young man. Max Williams, 6'6", 310 pounds. And he really is having a good offensive game protecting his quarterback.
4th and 13, and Lebanon will punt. This one hits the turf, and nice punt end over end and a little sidewinding actually. This one's going to go down, and McMahon stays away, and that's going to be downed by Caden Lark at the 10. Wow. .63 net on that punt. Had a nice roll to it, but it was pretty quick to come off his foot when he punted that ball.
And again, talked about special teams, the fact that maybe Lebanon could use that to their advantage. They have punted the ball very well, as you saw right there, and now forced Danville into bad field position. But there's still 2:24 left to go in this quarter. And even though Danville's on top 35-7, if I'm Jamie Comer, I want my offense to move forward. I want them to score. That is very important for this ball club right now, particularly at 2:24. You can run a 2-minute offense.
Yeah, well, you don't want to see blowouts in high school football, but honestly, you don't want to let off the gas because Mooresville had the gas on the pedal, or foot on the gas pedal. Oh, ball was dropped, full wider, in stride. Yeah, because they saw it.
I thought they said he made the catch and then fumbled the ball out of bounds. Let's take a look at this one. Makes the catch. The ball was stripped there and knocked out of bounds. So, pretty good call.
Yeah.
And the guy who stripped the football was the freshman, Caden Lark. But again, when Cal Payne has time to throw the football, he's effective. And Fullwider is becoming one of his most favorite receivers on this Warrior Ball Club.
Yeah, it looks like Cal Payne can be very dangerous in Class 3A altogether. Payne again finds Fullwider. He's become a key target now. Cross midfield. Yeah, because obviously he didn't have possession that long before Lark tipped it out of his red basket there.
Not a perfectly thrown football. Made a football play, maybe a step. It was really close.
I think at the next two levels that may have been overturned.
Yep.
Danville caught a break, even up 4 scores, and here's the screen out to the left side, McMahon.
McMahon needs to find a way to get out of bounds a little bit sooner. He thought about it, turned, and then decided, I'm going to stay in bounds. But by that time, great effort by Lebanon's defenders to drag him down because this clock continues to run.
2 yards on that pickup by McMahon, his 5th catch.
There's only a minute 15 left.
Yeah, this clock is rolling, and Fullwider, Dawson, and McMahon, all three with 5 catches apiece here in the first half. The pitch out here to the right to Papa. 50, 45, 40. He's got room, and out of bounds he goes at about the 33, and we got a flag out of the defensive backfield. We'll see what this is.
Danville had a nice block downfield by Brayton McMahon, number 11. I'm not quite sure. Right there, we see him blocking the edge. Dawson with the right hand, the push. That's going to be a block in the back.
You know an official's going to be right there, so you got to watch what you're doing.
I mean, it's a simple thing, just a one-hand push, but it is a penalty.
I didn't mean it, he says. So, block in the back.
I mean, that's one of those penalties that's unnecessary and can be fixed. But it's unfortunate because it shifts the field position here just a little bit. But the good news is for Danville is it stops the clock at just under a minute left. So there's plenty of time for them to get the ball into good scoring position.
So they'll bring that back to the 42. So technically, if you will, a 6-yard pickup. West pass, check that Payne's pass off the hands of 17, Brian West.
Receiver open, the ball just overthrown, and Terrell is having a field day putting pressure on the quarterback. They may have to have 2 guys on him from Danville because he is a heck of a pass rusher, particularly in tonight's game here at Danville. Hasn't gotten a sack yet, but he's getting really close.
That snaps 9 completions in a row for Cale Payne. got a carry there, actually a catch by number 2, Dawson.
Payne's pass is complete to Tyler Dawson.
Down to the 34, so an 8-yard pickup by Dawson.
Just short of the first down. And I think, Craig, Danville wants a timeout. They want to conserve this clock with just 46 seconds left.
We'll take a quick break during this timeout and come back. 46 seconds left here in the first half. Danville up 35-7 on Lebanon here.
Sports medicine at Hendricks is all about providing level of care that's unmatched.
We've made our team deeper with surgical specialties.
We have the best physical therapy staff in the state.
We work very closely with the orthopedic specialists, and it really makes the treatment plan more seamless.
In an environment that's small enough to meet your needs, but also large enough to have the tools to take great care of you.
This is Hendricks.
Find care at hendricks.org/ortho.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Out of the timeout, and Dawson in motion gets set here on the right. And high snap, and the ball's on the turf, and Payne had to pick it up, and he has to take a knee on it at the 39, so he loses 5 yards.
Clock running. Warriors have 2 timeouts left, so if Jamie Comer wants to burn one, burn it now. They're losing a lot of valuable time.
They probably figured they have the liberty of receiving the third quarter kickoff, so might not be in the most sense of urgency, up 4 scores. Payne rolling out left and going up the sideline. Had the receiver open, and touchdown by B.J. West.
How do you like that? Cal Payne throwing the football off his back leg. And West was wide open behind the defender there. The youngster, number 3, Trey Reese, the sophomore. And another big touchdown for Danville through the air. Here's Cal Payne rolling to his left, and again he throws off the backfield, actually jumps up a little bit, and the DB beaten clearly for another touchdown for the Warriors, who've been solid offensively tonight.
4 different receivers have touchdowns tonight. 3 different Danville receivers have 5 catches, 6 now for Dawson. And Danville up 42-7 with 2 seconds left here until halftime. Parr, Ritchie, Franzen, Patterson, Cruz, LLP, an Indiana law firm with a rich tradition of vigorously representing its clients' interests before courts, administrative agencies, and other tribunals in Indiana and throughout the United States. The firm's clients include utilities, schools, healthcare organizations, municipalities, and business entities in other fields, as well as individuals. Every law firm believes it's unique. At Parr, Ritchie, Franzen, Patterson, Cruz, LLP, we know we are. For more information about our firm, go to parlaw.com.
Well, Craig, Parr Ritchie, I think, is an outstanding law firm, and as I recall, one of the former partners, Pete Obremski, former resident of Lebanon, was an All-American football player at Indiana University. Played for the Hoosiers. His son, as I recall, went on and played college football at Duke. He was a Duke Blue Devil. So the Obremski family had quite a mark at Indiana University. I know Pete's daughters also were involved in Indiana with its student athletic board. And Parr Ritchie, an outstanding law firm.
Not something you usually find out all that knowledge about one of the sponsors, but we're glad to have them on board, and we're glad to be here tonight at Danville. 42-7, 1.9, and this is going to be a low liner. And this is going to wind down the first half of play here at Warrior Stadium in Danville. Halftime, and our score is Danville 42, Lebanon 7. We'll take a break and come back a few moments before the third quarter of action. You're watching this on ISC Sports Network.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
The gratitude that we have for everyone here at Hendricks Regional Health, it's bigger than a thank you.
We have been recognized by Health Grades for 14 years in a row for patient experience. There's only 7 other organizations in the country who have that track record.
You treat everyone like they're your neighbor, friend, family.
That's the most important thing to Hendricks. 14 different hospital staff members came in to meet our baby. That's how much these people cared.
Find care now at thisishendricks.org.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Recovery for Danville, and then Cal Payne takes it in from 1 yard out. And Danville's had its way offensively, either running the football or throwing, mostly by the air. Cal Payne has been really good. The youngster Fouts been under pressure most of the night. There's a good completion there to Crew. Haven't had as many as they'd like to because Danville's defense has been on the attack most of the ball game. There's a young freshman with a nice catch. And, you know, Fouts is an excellent quarterback, so eventually, if they can get kids healthy, they can have a chance. Here's a really nice run by Trevor Winkles. This is the only score for Lebanon, and Winkles heads out and shows some extra speed there, and a big touchdown. The only score of this first half for the Lebanon Tigers, and Jeff Smocky's got to be very pleased about this.
Yeah, and throughout the first half, I mean, Cal Payne just in comfort back there.
Tyler Dawson, the tight end, number 2, shows why he's an outstanding tight end. He's got good hands and good size. And here's a touchdown pass to McMahon. This one goes all the way. Lebanon just does not have enough savvy in the back end tonight to be able to compete with Danville. And the Warriors up top here at halftime, 42-7. Here's another look and another near turnover as a missed handoff between Fouts and Winkle. But then Payne, good toss to Dawson. Dawson's a good possession receiver. If you don't cover him out of the backfield, you're going to have trouble. Danville throwing a little screen out here to McMahon. Another positive yardage, breaking tackles. One thing that Lebanon has not done very well, they've not been very crisp in tackling, not a lot of pressure. And here's another nice run, this one for a touchdown. And that was a backbreaker for the Tigers as Danville gets the football in the end zone. Andrew Papa, number 3, the running back. There's the pick. Connor, the youngster, the sophomore, with the first of 2 for the Warrior in the first half. 2 interceptions. That's just too many for Lebanon that broke their back. And McMahon, another toss and catch. It's something that Danville's executed most of the night. And the reason being is because really soft defense for Lebanon. Those opportunities been available most of the night, as was that nice catch by Tyler Dawson for the touchdown.
There you see Crew with another nice catch there before he spun out of bounds by Collins. Collins with 2 picks in the first half. Actually, 1 got overturned, but nonetheless had technically 2 picks. And speaking of Payne, 18 of 21 for 261 and 4 TDs. That's a game for a lot of quarterbacks in high school.
Yeah. He's been sensational simply because there's just has not been enough pressure on him. I guess when there's pressure, much like Mooresville applied last week, you get a chance to beat them. And last week it was Mooresville 55-21. Although Danville did put up 21 points, but Mooresville put enough pressure at the line of scrimmage. Not tonight. There's a nice catch by Joseph, and good fake by Fouts, the quarterback. Potential late hit. Flag was waved off. But again, Morrell, number 55, has been dominating up front for Danville, making play after play. But the good news for Lebanon, Max Williams, number 75, been playing very well both ends for Coach Smock, as well as Drew Terrell playing defensively, number 54. And there again, you see Morrell with another sack there for Danville.
Yeah, just defensive, defensive dominance, and it helped capitalize things on offense for the Danville Warriors, and they're looking like a team looking like that team that was the Class 3A state runner-up last year.
Well, confidence, again, it's really important for this ball club. Losing big time to Mooresville is a big wake-up call for this club. They got to continue to work harder, though the challenges are much more significant this year than maybe they were even last year to some degree.
Right.
But they've got to continue to focus, continue to do great things, and that passing game has been wide open. There's Fullwider. He's had 2 touchdown passes in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, Fullwider with 5 catches, Dawson with 8, McMahon with 5, and just spreading the ball around. Cale Payne making it look easy back there, and that's the play that we thought could have been overturned, but they called that a catch, even though Lark knocked it out of his.
Papa with another nice run. Now, one of the things he's done tonight, besides running, is he's done a great job protecting the quarterback. Papa's done a good job protecting when there's been pressure right there, sending a block on Terrell. Really good job with the running back.
Really good job by Papa, and he's done a lot of blocking in the first half to help those that passing game excel. And those are our first half highlights presented by Parr, Ritchie, Franzen, Patterson, Cruz, LLP. We'll come back in just a little bit here on ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Sports medicine at Hendricks is all about providing level of care that's unmatched.
We've made our team deeper with surgical specialties.
We have the best physical therapy staff in the state.
We work very closely with the orthopedic specialists, and it really makes the treatment plan more seamless.
In an environment that's small enough to meet your needs, but also large enough to have the tools to take great care of you.
This is Hendricks.
Find care at hendricks.org/ortho.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Halftime here at Warrior Stadium in Danville. The Danville Warriors 42, Lebanon 7 here in this Sagamore Conference opener. Craig Atkins, Mike Walensky, glad you've joined us. Turned out to be such a beautiful night here in Hendricks County, and it's turned out like Danville's wanted this game to be after what they were dealt with last week in a 55-20 drubbing here at home, 55-21. Lost to Mooresville. They've righted the ship, and they figured out what they do best.
Well, the biggest challenge for any ball club is just to get better. And you have to think that week by week, each team, regardless of win or loss, will get better. I think Lebanon probably will feel this way after this game, though it looks like they're going to lose, and Danville will get better as well. Obviously, Lebanon's a lot different than Mooresville. There's no question about it. But it's still about developing players. It's still about a path to winning a championship. For Lebanon, it very well might be a focus on winning a sectional. For Danville at this point, I think it has to be winning a state championship. If you have nothing less than that, and you've not had a successful season.
Well, now that Chittard is back up to 4A, Rob Doyle doing a great job with Chittard. Chittard up in 4A in that kind of stacked sectional and sectional 22. Danville may have a shot at the 3A title, not just because Chittard's moved up a class, but they seem like they're propelling themselves from that season last year of the state runner-up finish, and seeing if they can capitalize and get better from that and win a state title here in 21.
Good news for Danville is this, at Class 3A, or frankly at any class, when you have a guy that started in a state championship game at quarterback like Cal Payne.
Huge.
It is. It is just a huge advantage as you head into postseason play. Now, for Danville, knock on wood, you got to keep Cal Payne healthy, and you got to get better. You got to get better every day. If you don't get better every day, then someone somewhere along the line is going to beat you, because, as we know, those things can happen in the Indiana high school tournament. But also, too, you have to contend with the weather, the elements, whether it's rain, snow, ice, whatever it might be. And a quarterback has to be on top of his game heading into the tournament, and that's an advantage for Danville.
Endeavor Communications offers a wide variety of internet speeds that fits your family or business needs. Surf the internet faster than ever before with internet speeds up to a gig. Contact us at weendeavor.com for more information. And yeah, it's leaps and bounds. You see how in a week Danville has grown, and like you said, I agree. Lebanon can only stem off this game. They can only build from it because they don't have as many players as they normally would. They'll have everyone back next week when they host North Montgomery.
And some of the young players that Lebanon has on the field that haven't had as much playing time, either offensively and defensively, that is a plus. We know that.
Right.
You can take a look at any program at any level. The more experience you have, of game time experience that is, the better your football team's going to be. Frankly, I think this, when you're a championship ball club, and I could be wrong, but this is my observation, you're only as good as the bottom half of the roster. If the bottom half of the roster isn't good, the top half of the roster isn't going to get better. So that is really important for both these ball clubs right now, to have youngsters available to be able to come out on the field, particularly for Danville in the second half, and make plays.
Yeah, because your prep team, or if it's your JV, those are the guys on the bottom, and if they're not performing how they should, whether it's in practice or on Saturday mornings or whichever day your junior varsity plays, if they're not performing like they should, that means Friday night's not happening like it should either.
And the motivation should be for a youngster who's playing JV, the opportunity to play on a Friday night, to play varsity, so that Saturday or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if they're having a walkthrough, they're going to practice just as hard as they played on Friday night. And again, that's going to elevate the level of play for the team.
That is exactly right. And, both these teams we're heading toward, next week is week 4. Lebanon hosts North Montgomery. Danville is going to Crawfordsville and, keeping the Sagamore Conference play going. And it's kind of a tier below, but, you see the MIC, Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Those are the tougher, the 6A of the middle tier enrollments, like the 3A and 4A. Sagamore is one of the tops.
It is no question about it. This is one of the top football conferences in the state when you have 2A, 3A, 4A teams. Another really good conference that I've seen is the Hoosier Conference.
Excellent, yep.
I know that my school, West Lafayette, is a front runner along with Danville for a Class 3A football championship. That conference is extremely competitive.
Right.
You've got Tipton, a school that you're familiar with.
Yep.
It's going to be a factor as it relates to Class 3A this year and what's going to happen as far as the Hoosier Conference is concerned.
Yeah, you got teams, you talk about the Hoosier Conference, it's teams like it's a 3A, 2A mix. You've got Rensselaer Central, Hamilton Heights, which Hamilton Heights is visiting Rensselaer Central tonight. You've got, Hoosier Conference. You've got Bud Wright and the Sheridan Blackhawks. And we don't know when Bud's going to stop coaching. I think he may just, he may coach right into just the end of his life. I mean, Bud Wright, I don't know if there are any other coaches who have the stadium named after them, and it happened years ago. He's got 9 state titles, a lot of history in the Hoosier Conference, and, I would say I agree completely. Sagamore Conference right up there with the Hoosier Conference. And another good one, and it's kind of been the up-and-coming Hoosier Heritage with Palestine, Delta, Yorktown, all those schools over there, Newcastle. So a lot of good football in the middle tier.
In the Sagamore Conference, I'm waiting for Crawfordsville somewhere, somehow to bust through, because years ago they had a really good program. And watching them play over the years, even though when they've lost, they've had 1 or 2 really, really good players. If they can pair those up with some more talent, more dedication in the weight room, they could be a competitive program. So next week, who knows what's going to happen between Crawfordsville and Danville.
Yeah, and week 5, both these squads, a huge game for Lebanon as they'll go up to Frankfort, as they call it the Yard up there, and Danville will be at Tri-West. So a couple big road games in 2 weeks, as Frankfort's hosting Tri-West tonight, and then in 2 weeks Danville will go to Tri-West in this kind of topsy-turvy up and down Sagamore Conference.
Craig, for Lebanon, and thinking of them, shuffling their offensive line is no easy task for Jeff Smock. The other issue has been, as Coach Smock talked about, is the secondary's been hit by COVID as well. And he kind of feels that some of the guys who stepped in, Lark and Reese, have done a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And then Joseph and Laati and Kiker all now have a chance to get some playing time. And though they've been beaten in plays, again, we talked about it'll be a good experience for them moving forward as the season progresses. As far as high school sports is concerned, I've never been worried about losing, especially during the regular season.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that. You got a chance to get some hardware, and it all begins at the sectional level.
Yeah, and I think the last time that I recall a team going into the playoffs with a losing record, trying to think if I can go back to whichever season it was, Northwood from the Northern Lakes Conference and Napanee. They were 3-6 going into the state tournament, 3A state tournament, and they won 6 playoff games in a row, and I want to say it was a 7-0 3A state championship win over Chittard. One of the better defensive games that I've seen in the football state tournament. It's kind of like if you like a good pitcher's duel. That's what you had on the turf there at I believe that I think that might have been the last one or the last one at the Dome or the first one at Lucas Oil. But yeah, I mean, it can happen. That's the cool thing about the IHSAA football state tournament. You don't have to qualify to get in, like just to our west, Illinois. you have to qualify for the state tournament and a lot of other states around us. We'll talk about that in just a little bit here, a little bit more for both these squads. We'll take a quick break before the second half starts here on ISC.
The gratitude that we have for everyone here at Hendricks Regional Health, it's bigger than a thank you.
We have been recognized by Health Grades for 14 years in a row for patient experience. There's only 7 other organizations in the country who have that track record.
You treat everyone like they're your neighbor, friend, family.
That's the most important thing to Hendricks. 14 different hospital staff members came in to meet our baby. That's how much these people cared.
Find care now at thisishendricks.org.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click weendeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Danville, Indiana. It's Danville 42, Lebanon 7 here at Warrior Stadium. Craig Eikens, Mike Walensky, glad you've joined us. And just a reminder for fans, when you have that 35-point lead, we will start the second half with a running clock, Mike.
Well, that's good news for the fans because they can get home maybe a little bit earlier. But for the teams, I'm not quite sure if that's good news because they're not going to have as much playing time, right, and the clock's going to wind down. For Lebanon, it's going to be really hard to get back in the game, considering the fact they're kicking off here to begin the third period.
Yeah, unless they were to do something completely gutsy and onside this, which I don't see Smock and company doing that. That one kicked off long by Caleb Girdley. Actually not real long, and this one's going to be up the sideline, almost broke it free.
I mentioned one of the things that Lebanon's kickoff return guys ought to do, go north-south. That's exactly what Danville did right now. And 17, I guess it's West instead of West. I was incorrect initially on the pronunciation, and I apologize for that. But West goes north-south up the sideline, and he gets a nice return. And he went away from the coverage. Good effort by him as the clock winds down.
And he almost had enough room to break free up the sideline, up the Lebanon sideline. So that'll give them 1st and 10 at their own 32. Twins here to the near. Looks like Fullwider and Dawson. And the pitch this time and met in the backfield.
Excellent job by Lebanon coming up and defending the play. Great job by Ottinger, the big guy, number 8. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage. You love to see that coming off the blocks. Lebanon being aggressive defensively. They were really soft in the first half, and they got pounded. They said, we're not going to take it anymore.
Yep, Lebanon. Must have been a great talk by Coach Smock and his staff in the locker room at halftime. Yeah, despite the running clock, down 5 scores, Lebanon, this is the fight that the Tigers coaching staff wants to see out of them. And that makes it a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 at their own 27. Payne back in the pistol, and he throws it away. The rush was on. Colby Ottinger, 6'5", 200 on the rush there.
Caleb Cottle, the center, and I like his looks. Number one, he's got hair. Number two, he can block. 6'3", 280. He had McCollum, the nose guard for Lebanon, all tied up. And McCollum, a youngster, senior, 6'2", 270 pounds. But Cottle got underneath his pads and used his hands really well in protecting his quarterback.
3rd down and 15, and just the 4th incompletion, as 18 of 22 now, 261 through the air. Actually make that 19 as Dawson up to the 35, picks up 8.
That time, Gage, the linebacker, came across to make the tackle. There is a flag on the play. I think there was a late hit in the backfield after the tackle was made.
And
I don't think we're going to see it, Craig. It was way behind the line of scrimmage.
It's back beyond.
Yep.
We have offsetting. Yep.
Okay. Again, it happened behind the line of scrimmage, and it appeared that the Danville running back, Matthew McGovern, was locked into a battle with another Lebanon defender. They just hit each other after the whistle had blown.
4th down and 7. Actually, check that. Yes, 4th down and 7. And the first punt for the Warriors. Dawson back there. He only averages 36.8 yards a punt. That's pretty good for a high school punter.
The good news, he's punting here because they haven't punted at all during this ball game. He needs some experience kicking the ball.
Almost blocked in this one. Rushed, and I think we had an early whistle, but I think that ball went out of bounds. Sailed out just past midfield.
Tyler had no time whatsoever. I mean, no blocking up front, unfortunately for Danville. Lebanon did a great job putting pressure on Tyler Dawson. Nearly out of block. Now, if Dawson would have kicked the ball right-footed, there clearly would have been a block.
Yeah,
but the fact that he got the left foot on top of it allowed him to at least drive the ball 20 yards downfield.
I will see one thing. I didn't play a lot when I played at Concord in high school, but actually 3 things I did out after this play. Pass complete to Crew. Out of bounds he goes. Pickup of about 6 or 7. I did block 2 punts and a PAT in high school. I was smaller.
I do remember in 1999, I think it was a Class 3A state championship. Cathedral pounded Concord to win the state title. I think maybe a year after you had left.
Yeah, that was, I think it was 2 years after, actually 2 years after I left, yeah. Yep, and Winkles carries the ball down around the 35. First down for the Tigers, their first on the ground.
Trevor Winkles has run effectively with the big touchdown run for Lebanon. Came into the ball game. We talked about 42 carries for 145 yards. He's a guy that can run hard, and but you got to have guys up front to block for him. And tonight, Danville's been controlling the line of scrimmage for the most part.
1st and 10 at the 36 of Danville. Handoff again to Winkles, and he gets down around the 33-yard line. Picked up a solid 3 there. Yeah, it looks like he's actually hitting the hole with purpose. He danced around a little bit in the second quarter and had 2 carries for -1 yards.
Coach Sharp has a lot of guys playing both ways tonight because of numbers. Anthony McLean, number 54, the freshman. He's trying to battle at 5'10", 175, playing left guard next to the big Williams at left tackle.
Bouts, little screen pass out there. Winkles catches 35, 30, 25, and out of bounds he goes about the 23-yard line.
Danville's made some substitutions, a few of them defensively. They have some backups in the ball game, but there was some confusion there who to pick up Winkles out of the backfield. And again, Fouts has a nice arm when he's protected, has time. The youngster can throw the football. He's got a nice arm for the Tigers.
It's like an 11-yard pickup there by Winkles. And a first down. This one hands off to Winkles. Giving progress down to the 20, actually to the 22 at the line of scrimmage.
Tough call. Danville blitzing on the outside. 34, Devin Keith, 6'4", 230-pounder. If you take a look at him, was the first guy that met him. Keith's played pretty well tonight. And now they've got a new down lineman. I believe number 49's checking the ball game, and I don't see a 49 on the roster. Well, maybe I'm looking at Lebanon. That's what I'm doing.
Fouts back to pass, completes this one. Looks like that's Crew.
49's Evan Lawrence for Danville. Evan Lawrence, number 49, has some size, 6'6", 225, sophomore.
It's like an 8-yard pickup there on second down by Crew. That's his 6th catch.
It shows when you can protect Landon Fouts behind the line of scrimmage, he can make some things happen and they can move the chains.
That may be something at home next week that he can also do against North Montgomery. The Chargers come to town. Lark in motion, the freshman. Fouts. Pass out to Lark and a nice catch below the knees.
Great job by the freshman. Nice catch short of the first down.
It's like no gain. Tough catch, and he pulls it in.
Wiest was the guy that made the tackle on defense. For Lebanon, you got bookends on right tackle and left tackle. Terrell on one side, Williams on the other. But on the interior, you got some small guys.
Gonna be 4th and 2, no gain on that catch by Lark. Timeout is called, I believe. Stay connected to the ISC all season long by downloading the ISC Sports Network app from your favorite app stores. Watch all the games live or from the archives. The ISC Sports Network, local, lives here.
Fourth and 2, and no indication yet of who called the timeout that we can see on the scoreboard. Both ball clubs still credited with 3 timeouts. However, the question is with Lebanon in 4th and short, will they add another running back into the lineup and run the football, or will they try to throw the ball again? They've been fairly good with those short passes out of the backfield.
4th and 2 at the 14 of Danville. Oh, and this might end up being a 4th and 5, or 7 rather. A little antsy was receiver on the far side. That's number 2, actually. Nick Finney, number 7, I believe, was out there.
Nick Finney also plays outside linebacker for the Tigers.
So Fouts and company faced with a 4th and 7 at the 19.
Jack Reynolds, one of the Lebanon Tigers captains. Have him listed as the number 1 wide receiver. Finney playing behind him.
Fouts has time, back to pass, and finds the receiver. I think he caught that one-handed to Lark down at the 11-yard line. Picked up 8, needed 7.
Kind of an unusual defensive setup there for Danville as they dropped Andrew Smith, number 65, back in coverage. Take a look at this. The catch was made, and Smith makes the tackle. Nice toss.
Pulled him off the line and stayed with Lark, and Lark was just a step ahead. 1st and 10 at the 11. Tigers can still get a first down without scoring. Fouts fakes, and there's the touchdown to Lark on the slant, 11 yards out.
Well-deserved pass by Landon Fouts. Caden Lark with a touchdown, igniting these Lebanon fans who drove from Lebanon to Danville tonight to watch the Tigers compete.
You know, and that's huge for the freshman. He's got his 4th catch, 4 catches, 26 yards, and now a touchdown on that 4th catch. Girdley, and PAT is no good. Goes wide, right, and low. And with 1:17 left here, 3rd quarter of play, it's Danville 42, Lebanon 13. We'll be back here in just a minute here on ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Sports medicine at Hendricks is all about providing level of care that's unmatched.
We've made our team deeper with surgical specialties.
We have the best physical therapy staff in the state.
We work very closely with the orthopedic specialists, and it really makes the treatment plan more seamless.
In an environment that's small enough to meet your needs, but also large enough to have the tools to take great care of you.
This is Hendricks.
Find care at hendricks.org/ortho.
Back here at Warrior Stadium, Craig Atkins, Mike Walensky. It's Danville 42, Lebanon 13. Tigers get their second score as Caden Lark with an 11-yard touchdown catch from Landon Fouts. And we've got the running clock. Only time the clock doesn't stop is when there's a score. So as soon as this ball's kicked, we'll keep the clock rolling. And we'll see what the Lebanon defense can do now that they've got a second score on the board. This ball is going to be kicked, touchback, bouncing out of the end zone past the teepee back there.
When you're playing against teams like Roncalli and Chittard in sectional play, you've got to have good special teams, and another weapon is kicking the ball in the end zone. That's really pivotal. One thing, Craig, I think if these two coaches can get it sold to the young men, that it's not a matter of winning and losing a game. Right now, it's a matter of winning and losing every play. Break it down.
Right.
Focus on each play. Win each play. If you lose the play, come back and try to win. Focus on that. Don't look at the scoreboard. Focus on execution, winning and losing each play. That will help your ball club get better.
And too many times they'll look at just what's on the scoreboard or not there. As Payne hands this ball off, and they're obviously, even though there's a running clock, they will keep this clock rolling as McGovern.
And again, the beauty of high school football, the IHSAA, this is not college football. This is not the NFL. You lose a football game during the regular season does not punish your ball club.
Right.
You still have a chance to compete in a sectional tournament and a chance to win a championship. Focus on each play at a time. Don't worry about winning and losing. Don't worry about your record. Worry about getting better.
And our score at the end of 3 quarters. Danville 42, Lebanon 13. We'll take a quick break and come right back with the 4th quarter here on ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Back here at Warrior Stadium, Danville, Indiana. Craig Atkins, Mike Walensky here on ISC. Beautiful night for high school football. And Danville up 42-13.
The Warriors making wholesale substitutions. They got a backup quarterback in there, number 16, Christopher DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto, 6'3", 170-pounder in.
Hands the ball off, McGovern. That might be a steady diet of handing the ball off to Michael McGovern. Matthew McGovern, check that. And he gets up to the 34, a 4-yard pickup by McGovern.
for Lebanon. I tell you again, number 54, Anthony McLean's having an opportunity to make a lot of plays on offense and defense, and that'll be good for Coach Smock and his program. He's just a freshman. He's only going to get better. Number 54, now playing on the outside. Looks like a stand-up defensive end, outside linebacker.
Hand off again to McGovern. Might have gotten a yard up to the 35.
Hunter Crew came up and made the tackle. And when you get youngsters in the lineup across the offensive line, I think that whole entire offensive line is a second team, along with DiBenedetto, the quarterback. You're not going to be as efficient offensively, and you're going to go through those growing pains. But it also gives the Lebanon Tigers an opportunity to feel good about themselves as well in this ball game.
Yeah, we're getting a look here of DiBenedetto, who will be the heir apparent next year, and he'll get 1 year as a senior next year. We'll see what he can do as he hands the ball off again to McGovern. Check that, that's going to be another Sean Robinson, who he's got some stats to his credit this season so far. His 7th carry.
Oniger again, number 8, came up with a nice tackle there. Got underneath the pads to make the stop, and kind of making a late tackle is Joseph McDowell, senior, number 57, 5'9", 230 pounds. Jamie Comer in his second year, the former offensive coordinator, Western Boone. Another Boone County coaching product, competing tonight against Boone County's own Lebanon Tigers.
Back to pass to Benedetto. Finds room up the middle. He'll run and gets up near the first down. The ball's on the turf. And they're going to call him down at the 40. That'll get the Warriors a first down. Had everybody else excited because the ball's on the turf and rolling up.
The good news for Danville, perhaps, is the fact that even though there's a first down, we've got a running clock. It continues to run. There's 9:20 to go here. The Warriors have really dominated this football game at 42-7, or 42-13, that is.
And that's exactly what they were hoping to do, staying home and avenging that 55-21 loss to Mooresville last week. 9 minutes left and rolling. Hand off to Robinson again. He's trying to find room, and front 6 or 7 of Lebanon defense had their way with him.
Take a look at 32, Gage, the leading tackler at linebacker for Lebanon. He's got to be a force for them to be effective against the run. He's short and stout, about 5'9", 220. And you can see him communicating up front. It's got to be a strong leader for Coach Smock's ball club.
Looks like another one, a freshman out there on defense. And this carry up the middle. Robinson spins at midfield, and he's down around the 44. Took that 46-yard line. 15 yards on the pickup by Robinson.
The play call was just right because the Tigers were blitzing on the other side of the gap there. And the youngster just slipped through and found a hole and a first down.
He didn't find much more room after he made that spin move just before midfield, but 15 yards later and a first down. And the Warriors are back in Tiger territory. It seems like 56, Cameron Wiry, I think I've seen him out there for Lebanon, if I'm not mistaken. Freshman. They're an inside linebacker. Robinson again.
Gage did a good job making the initial hit, 32, coming in and making a stop. And once again, in that territory, didn't make a stop, but he covered up 2 blockers, was a freshman, number 54 for Lebanon. He's starting to play very well against these youngsters up front for the Warriors as Terrell checks out of the ball game. Lebanon sends in number 58, a backup player. And that's Jaden, I think that's Ramney, another freshman, 5'11", 175.
Second down and 9 at the 45 of Lebanon. DiBenedetto, ball's on the turf, rushes on. The ball is up in the air, and I think his arm was in motion, so they're calling that an incomplete pass.
And again, it was the freshman, 54, Anthony McLean, coming in, putting pressure from the left side of the Tiger defense. It shows you that this 54 could be a really good player down the road here for Coach Smock.
3rd and 9 as that pass was incomplete off the rush. DeBenedetto in the pistol, hands it off to Robinson. Up the middle he goes and gets down near the 43 for a 2-yard pickup, so it brings up 4th and 7.
There was another blitz on the inside there by McLean, and he tripped up Robinson right at the point of the attack and then got some help from his teammate, number 56, Cameron Wiry, the freshman.
Fourth down, and we'll see if DeBenedetto shows us his arm here with Robinson in the backfield, and hands it off to Robinson, and no gain.
Yeah, Ottinger hit him right up front, right at the point of attack. There was just nowhere that was going to create anything because Lebanon this time crowded the line of scrimmage. They had 7 or 8 guys at the line of scrimmage looking for the run, and Ottinger came up with a big tackle. He has 7 coming into tonight's game, and Kobe Ottinger comes up with a big play for Lebanon.
Turnover on downs at the Lebanon 44-yard line. Tigers football. And officials call timeout here. 5:03 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll take this timeout to remind you, Defining Looks Wig, Hair, and Nail Salon, where they can assist you with a wig for your hair loss needs due to COVID-19, any medical conditions such as cancer or age-related thinning hair. They also are certified in toppers, wigs for kids, and children with hair loss. Find them at defininglooks.com or on Facebook and Instagram. And once again, tonight's game is brought to you by the Boone County Sheriff's Office. Boone County, a community that's served and protected with integrity, leadership, loyalty, professionalism, and commitment. The BCSO would like to take this opportunity to thank the citizens of Boone County for their continued show of love and support. Through your continued support, we find strength.
Jamie Comer's ball club looking to add their second victory tonight and giving plenty of time to some of these backups.
Quarterback is still Landon Fouts. That one goes incomplete.
Braden Crumb was their intended receiver. You know, he's a senior, 5'11", 160 pounds. And Danville once again has emptied their bench. They've got a lot of youngsters playing up front and in the defensive backfield. Although we do see a couple guys staying in the ball game, including number 18, Wyatt Gentry.
Keeping this one on the ground.
Defensive lineman Braden Hahn made the stop, the sophomore, number 74. 6'1", 205 for Jamie Comer. Former offensive coordinator for Justin Pelly, 2-time state champion at Western Boone, Class 2A champion. He knows how to call an offense. He knows how to put together a program. Last year, the Warriors on the door, losing in the state championship, Class 3A at Lucas Oil Stadium to the Chatard Trojans.
Yeah, quite a club that Western Boone does have going right now, with their recent trips to the state finals and winning a couple state titles.
Once you get it going, you establish a culture and everything starts rolling from top to bottom. And what I mean by top to bottom, it means that not only you have the culture established at the high school, you got it at the junior high, and hopefully you have it at the grassroots level.
Right.
And that's a really positive aspect and an advantage for a public school. You can develop those systems.
Fouts back to pass on fourth down, and a long pass and complete. Up the middle to number 6. That is Demetrius Lauti. And he is in the end zone.
Nice
53
job.
yards later on a 4th and 7, mind you, Mike. Wow.
Nice job down the middle of the field for a touchdown. The Tigers needed this. Jeff Smock has to have a smile on his face there as this youngster comes up with a big catch. Demetrius Lauiti is playing both defense and offense tonight for the Tigers.
"53-yard touchdown grab by Lauiti.
Shepard's still in for the extra point. I'm surprised that maybe they go for 2, but give him a chance.
And the kick is good with 2:21 left. Actually, a kick was no good. Looked like it was good, but that makes our score Danville 42, Lebanon 19.
Yeah, it looked like he hurried the kick just a little bit, and I think he hooked it to the right. And the Warriors still on top here. Plenty of distance, 42-19, just 2:21 to go in the ball game. I suspect if Danville can return one here, if they get the ball, Lebanon could conceivably kick an onside kick. They may only have a couple plays left.
Yeah, with 2:21 left, clock will roll and only stops if there is a score or if someone does actually call a timeout. Parr, Ritchie, Franzen, Patterson, Cruz, LLP, an Indiana law firm with a rich tradition of vigorously representing its clients' interests before courts, administrative agencies, and other tribunals in Indiana and throughout the United States. The firm's clients include utilities, schools, healthcare organizations, municipalities, and business entities in other fields, as well as individuals. Every law firm believes it is unique. At Parr, Ritchie, Franzen, Patterson, Cruz, LLP, we know we are. For more information about our firm, go to parlaw.com. Oh, this kick is still in bounds, and they have to dive on it to McGovern.
That's a good job for Lebanon, kicking the ball in the corner, and it just died down. And now Danville's got to start in their worst field position in the ball game, but clearly with the clock running and up 42-19, this is going to be a Warriors victory. They've had excellent field position throughout the course of this game. In the first half, Cal Payne was deadly. I think he talked about, 18 out of 21?
Yeah, 18 out of 21 for 261 and 4 scores. He wound up actually 19 of 22 for 269 and 4 touchdowns. DeBenedetto back in there, under center this time, and
it's like Trey Thompson action,
actually,
number 10.
Yep.
They got a new quarterback.
Third quarterback is Thompson.
And considering that these youngsters are in the ball game, they're going backwards. I mean, they're going backwards. It's going to take their total offense down a little bit as Colton Mosley was the ball carrier there. Another young sophomore at 5'9", 155.
1:02 left, and you were right. That does wind down the clock pretty quick when it doesn't stop from the running clock. We're in our final minute.
Again, the linebacker blitzing on the inside, the leading tackler for the Tigers. Gage Miller, number 32, played very hard in the second half, but not enough for this Tiger ball club.
And that is going to wind down our clock here in the fourth quarter of play. Final score is 42-19, Danville over Lebanon. We'll take a quick break here and come back to wrap things up right here at Warrior Stadium on ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Sports medicine at Hendricks is all about providing level of care that's unmatched.
We've made our team deeper with surgical specialties.
We have the best physical therapy staff in the state.
We work very closely with the orthopedic specialists, and it really makes the treatment plan more seamless.
In an environment that's small enough to meet your needs, but also large enough to have the tools to take great care of you.
This is Hendricks.
Find care at hendricks.org/ortho.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
The gratitude that we have for everyone here at Hendricks Regional Health, it's bigger than a thank you.
We have been recognized by Health Grades for 14 years in a row for patient experience. There's only 7 other organizations in the country who have that track record.
You treat everyone like they're your neighbor, friend, family.
That's the most important thing to Hendricks. 14 different hospital staff members came in to meet our baby. That's how much these people cared.
Find care now at thisishendricks.org.
Back here at Warrior Stadium, final score here in Danville. Danville 42, Lebanon 19. And just, one of those games where you had a feeling that Danville was going to come out with a vengeance. And it was a tie ball game, middle of the first quarter, actually early first quarter, and then Danville took off.
It just shows Danville's depth, and unfortunately for Lebanon, they weren't able to show that because they had so many kids out from the lineup. Jeff Smock, I think, did a really good job keeping his team together, particularly in the second half. I think it's a good learning experience for both these ball clubs. I thought Danville's offense really excelled and had some rhythm. Got to give a lot of credit to Cal Payne. He did a nice job at quarterback for the Warriors. Papa ran really well in the backfield. The offensive line dominated the line of scrimmage, and that was that. It was a quick and easy for Danville, but for both ball clubs, learning experience, move on, get another one under their belt.
Yeah, exactly. That's the case. I mean, obviously they have to kind of forget about this one. Lebanon does anyway. Danville going to build on this one and for sure take that into next week's game as they will head to Crawfordsville for another Sagamore Conference game. And just a couple quick hit stats before we get to our play of the game. I mean, great ball game. And let's see, I had that for the wrong yards. Okay, 19 out of 22 for Cale Payne, 269 yards, 4 touchdowns. And the key thing about that, he spread it around so well. B.J. Wiest, Braxton Fullwider, Dawson, and McMahon, they all each had a touchdown catch. And then not to mention, Andrew Papa had a rushing touchdown, and so did Cale Payne himself. So 6 different touchdowns, 6 different players for Danville, spreading the wealth, and they've obviously figured out who can do what, and what they can do from here out can only be dangerous for Danville.
Yeah, I think when both clubs look at the film, regardless of when they view it, they're going to see some things that they've got to work on. They got to clean up. Though you win the victory 42-19, there are a lot of things they need to work on. Lebanon, you just don't know what they've got because they got a lot of kids who weren't here tonight. They got to clean up their act as far as protecting the quarterback. They got to figure out a way to defend the pass and become more aggressive. Can you do that with the roster that you have with so many kids out? Probably not. So it's just something that Jeff Smock has got to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out. But then again, as I said before, it's okay to lose a game. Just focus on winning the little battles, winning each play at a time, everybody getting experience, feeling good about themselves. And for Lebanon, they got to feel real good about the fact they put 19 points on the board. That's their highest offensive total. And for Danville, they got to feel real good, as you talked about. The stats, they spread it around. They spread out the wealth. Everybody got an opportunity. In fact, they got a chance to see their third-string quarterback. That's a real plus for Coach Comer.
And that brings us to our play of the game, presented by Boone County Sheriff's Department. And can't beat that first touchdown for Lebanon, that 60-yard run by Trevor Winkles. And he fought some tackles on the way to it and found his way to pay dirt early in the game.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that for Coach Smock and the Tigers. And Winkles did a nice job running the football. As I mentioned, good bookends with Terrell and Williams, but on the interior they're undersized, maybe a little inexperienced, and Danville controlled the line of scrimmage tonight.
Boone County Sheriff's Department, sponsor of our player of the game. Boone County, a community that's served and protected with integrity, leadership, loyalty, professionalism, and commitment. We'll take a quick break and then wrap things up here from Warrior Stadium in just moments here on ISC Sports Network.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.
Sports medicine at Hendricks is all about providing level of care that's unmatched.
We've made our team deeper with surgical specialties.
We have the best physical therapy staff in the state.
We work very closely with the orthopedic specialists, and it really makes the treatment plan more seamless.
In an environment that's small enough to meet your needs, but also large enough to have the tools to take great care of you.
This is Hendricks.
Find care at hendricks.org/ortho.
Lebanon 19 here on ISC Sports Network.
Defining Looks is a full-service wig and hair salon. We offer shampoo, cut, color, and styling for wigs and hair. Whether your situation is medical or cosmetic, our goal is to help you every step of the way in this emotional process. Let Defining Looks help you create your signature look. Schedule a consultation at defininglooks.com. Defining Looks, located on Sagamore Parkway North, next to Home Depot.